BuggyCYOA written by Equity and Dinner with Royalty, Part 73b, 78a. Soon enough, the appointed time to join Celestia at the dining hall arrives, so you once again exit the comfort of your room and out into the castle halls. Thankfully, you happen to know exactly where the dining hall is, thanks to your previous exploration. Drawing close to those massive doors once again, you can see Celestia already sitting front and center at a table placed on the far end of the room. Entering the dining hall, you notice Twilight waving at you to come over with a four-hoof, who happens to be sitting next to her mentor. You walk down the length of the dining hall until you arrive in front of the two. Where should I sit? You ask them. Anywhere that you wish, Anonymous. Though, I would most certainly enjoy having you join us at our table. Celestia answers with a gentle, loving smile. Come sit with us, Anon. Twilight enthusiastically adds. All right, you say with a smile as you walk around to the other side of the table. Once around to the other side, you consider your seating options. This special long table of the dining hall, the one meant for the princesses and their special guests, is arranged slightly differently compared to the other tables. It's built to a standard pony height, which is low for you, yet it's placed on a platform, giving extra height to those who sit at it. As for the seating itself, there are very comfortable, plushy cushions to sit on. In particular are the two very large cushions in the middle, a yellow one for Celestia, and a blue one for Luna. Twilight is unsurprisingly sitting next to her mentor. Luna's spot is presently empty. Looking around, you catch no sight of the princess of the night. You decide to sit down next to Twilight, who smiles at you as you do so. So what will we be having tonight? You ask as you look at both Twilight and Celestia. As if on cue, a unicorn servant levitates a menu over to you, which you grab hold of. Order whatever you please, Anonymous. Celestia answers you. Opening the menu, you begin to look over the many different things available to eat. However, your decision-making is interrupted when you hear the unmistakable voice of Princess Luna. Hello, dearest Anonymous. Luna calls out from halfway across the room, in a voice that you feel is slightly louder than necessary. Looking up from your menu, you watch as a happy-looking Luna trots toward your table, which she then walks around to the other side of. Hi Princess Luna. Twilight says as the blue alicorn approaches, prompting you to bow in her direction as you sit. Hello, Twilight. It is good to see you, Luna says as she passes by. As she does so, she surprises you by flicking her tail into your face. You feel your face flush in embarrassment as you hear the three Mares all giggle in unison. Now Luna, it isn't nice to tease poor Anonymous like that, Celestia says, clearly amused. My apologies, dear sister. 'Tis simply a bit of fun, Luna says as you turn your attention back to the menu. You do not get very much time to read it though, as the next thing you know, Luna kicks the cushion next to you away with a four-hoof, before magically setting her cushion down next to you with a loud thump. Do you mind if I sit next to you, Anonymous? Luna asks as she stares down at you with a kind, gentle expression. Not at all, Princess, you answer her. Wonderful, Luna says as she plops her rump down onto the cushion. You're up early today, Luna. To what do we owe this honor? Celestia asks her sister. The honor is owed to Anonymous, dear sister. Rarely does Equestria's only human come to visit here. A treat indeed. Luna answers, yes, not since the last grand galloping gala, if I recall. Celestia says. Indeed, Luna agrees. So tell us, Anonymous, what brings you here to Canterlot this day? She asks you. You proceed to briefly explain to Luna your visit to the Royal Armory, and the issue that you had surrounding your boots wearing out. So that's why I'm here today. You conclude. I do also want to say, though. You begin, turning your head towards Celestia in order to get her attention also. How much I appreciate everything you have done for me. There's no way in a million years that the rulers where I come from would treat anyone with as much kindness as you two do. You continue. You've even covered the cost of my new boots. I really don't know how to thank both of you enough. You say in conclusion as you offer a brief, slight sitting bow, prompting Celestia to giggle lightly. You're such a humble soul, Anonymous. And you are more than welcome, but I think that you have forgotten something important, Celestia says to you with her signature warm, loving smile. What did I forget? You ask, clearly confused. Everything that we have provided for you, you have done more than your share to rightfully earn through your service to our little ponies. Celestia answers you. My service? You question, now even more confused. You brave the dangers of the ever-free forest and harvest the valuable things from it, some of which are used to make rare and powerful medicines. Celestia responds. That medicine, in turn, can help sick ponies all around Equestria, quite possibly saving their lives. Celestia says. Twilight also nods her head in approval. Indeed, Luna says as she places a wing on your back, focusing your attention on her. Do not think lightly of your work, Anonymous, for it is indeed honorable. She encourages you. Thank you. Really, you say as you look away from the princesses, feeling a bit embarrassed by all the praise you're receiving. Now then, Luna says as she pats your back with her wing before withdrawing it. Let us allow Anonymous to decide what he wishes to eat, for it will be time to order soon. We may converse more later, she adds. Right, you say as you turn your attention back to your menu. Picking it up once more, you open it to view your options. The menu contains practically everything, as there are options for breakfast, lunch, dinner and dessert, in addition to a variety of beverage options. Everything is served all day, since you know that it's breakfast time for ponies like Luna and the Night Guard. You feel your stomach begin to growl as you consider some of your options, as you know that only the finest food in the land is served here. Having decided what you want for dinner, you set your menu down on the table. Moments later, Celestia waves over the unicorn servant from before with a forehoof. The unicorn comes to a stop in front of your group on the other side of the table, looking up at you all expectantly with a notepad and quill held in magic. I will have a royal salad with vinaigrette and a glass of white wine, Celestia says. I'll have the spaghetti and hables, with lemonade please, Twilight says. Could I get the breakfast bowl with some salsa? And a white ale, you request. The usual, Luna says. After writing your orders down, the unicorn departs to where you assume the kitchen is. A fine choice, Luna says to you with a smile. It sounds really good, you say in response. Pray tell, Anonymous, during your ventures into the ever-free forest, have you visited our old castle? Luna asks you, catching Celestia's attention in the process. No, not yet, you answer. I haven't thought of a good way to cross that river yet. Besides, I'm not too excited at the thought of going that deep into the forest. There's already more than enough for me to cover near Ponyville, you add. I see. That is wise, especially for one who goes alone. Who knows what sort of things may lurk in those ruins these days? Luna concludes. I agree. Please don't take any unnecessary risks, Anonymous, Celestia chimes in. You all engage in some small talk while waiting for your meals to arrive. Soon enough, several unicorns emerge from the kitchen carrying your meals. Once the meals are placed on the table, you glance over to see that Luna's usual order is apparently a big stack of pancakes covered in fruit and some sort of syrup, with a glass of orange juice. As for you, your attention is drawn to your breakfast bowl and surprisingly large mug of ale as your mouth begins to water. Your breakfast bowl contains zesty rice and beans, scrambled egg, crunchy fried potatoes, diced peppers, all luxuriously held together with a blend of hot melted cheese, topped with sour cream and a fresh salsa. The four of you dig into your respective meals, enjoying them in relative silence as the time passes by. Some time later, you all sit in satisfaction with a full stomach. If I may, Celestia speaks up, drawing your attention to her. Normally I would suggest we all enjoy a fine dessert. However, today's activities push dinner a bit later than normal. The princess continues. Anonymous, Twilight, would you like to join Luna and I in observing our duty of lowering the sun and raising the moon? She asks the two of you. That sounds great. Yes, please. Twilight answers first. It would be an honor, Princess, you reply. Wonderful. Let's be on our way then, shall we? Celestia says as she rises to her hooves. The rest of you follow suit as you rise and leave the dining hall behind. You then follow the princesses as they lead you the short distance to the royal garden. Once in the garden, you come to a stop in a relatively open section of it, giving you a full view of the sky and surrounding horizon. Anonymous, Twilight. I am afraid that I must depart from you once the night begins, but it was a pleasure to spend time with both of you, Luna says. It was a nice surprise to have you join us for dinner, Princess, you say to her. Thank you for everything, both of you, you add. I agree. Twilight joins you. You are most welcome. Now, the time has drawn near. Luna? Celestia says as she looks over at her sister. Yes, sister. Let us fulfill our duty. Luna responds as the two alicorns turn their attention to the sky. You and Twilight both watch in reverence as the Alicorn sisters' horns glow brightly with their respective auras. A few seconds later, you see the sun begin to move. Over the next couple of minutes, the sun moves towards the horizon, where it is held to produce a beautiful sunset, until it finally dips below sight. In its place, the moon rises high into the starry night sky, bathing the world in a gentle glow. Almost immediately, you feel the temperature begin to cool off from the lack of the sun's warming rays. Another night begins. Luna says as she turns to face you and Twilight, "I must be on my way now. Farewell," the blue Alicorn adds as she begins walking back towards the castle halls. You and Twilight both say your goodbyes before turning your attention back to Celestia, who is looking at the two of you with a smile. "Well then, it's been a long day for me, and I am more than ready for some rest. Do either of you need anything before I retire to my room for the evening?" Celestia asks. "No thank you, I'm just fine." You answer her, "As am I." Twilight says, "Very good. Will you both be able to join me for breakfast tomorrow morning before you leave?" Celestia asks. "MHM. Twilight quickly nods her head. "The train to Ponyville won't leave until the early afternoon," she says. "Wonderful. I will look forward to that. Sleep well," Celestia says as she departs from you. With that, you and Twilight decide to return to your guest rooms for the night to unwind and get some sleep. Once back inside of your room, you flip a switch that turns on several magic lanterns built into the wall, illuminating the room for you to see. This lighting system used for most of the rooms in the castle is a more elaborate version of the magic lanterns that you have at your own home. To you, it's incredibly reminiscent of electric lighting from your world, and in many ways it works on similar principles. However, setups like this are seen only in the royal castle and other important places, as they are incredibly expensive and resource-intensive compared to other, more simple forms of nighttime lighting like candles and oil lamps. Even the magic lanterns that you have, which are expensive in their own right, pale in comparison to the luxury available here in the castle. After locking the door behind you and removing your boots, you take a moment to reflect on the day. With nothing else left to do, you walk into the bathroom and brush your teeth, making use of the complimentary toothbrush and toothpaste provided. Knowing that these things just get thrown out after use, you decide to put them in your backpack. That way, you'll only need to pick up a new toothbrush for Notolix to use, you reason to yourself. Once done with that, you decide to step out onto the balcony to enjoy the beautiful night scenery for a while. After you begin to feel sleepy, you head back into your room, strip down to your underwear, and climb into the silky soft sheets of your bed. Reaching over, you flick another switch on the wall, turning off the lights and plunging your room into darkness, with only the soft glow of the moon shining through the curtains of the window. Staring up at the darkness, your thoughts drift to Notolix once again. You wonder if he's sleeping in your bed right now, or if he decided to stay on the couch. Above all, you simply hope that he's doing well. Soon, you drift off into a peaceful sleep. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and leave a comment and share it with a friend. See you all later.